Okay, now I'm going to talk about one of the most basic forms of transport in Bangalore. It's a vehicle that you can see around on the streets all the time. It's known by its nickname, which is a Tuc Tuc, and it can be seen not only in Bangalore but elsewhere in India. In fact, you can see the Tuc Tuc, you can hear the Tuc Tucs all over Southeast Asia in slightly different forms. This is the form of transport that developed really from the rickshaw. A rickshaw was a pedal-powered form of taxi. But nowadays, of course, it's essentially a moped with a couple of seats on the back of it. Now, it can look a little bit intimidating, and people think that a Tuc Tuc is likely to be dangerous, or it's likely to possibly take you to completely the wrong place. That's probably a more legitimate worry, because the thing about a Tuc Tuc is that you have to be able to explain where you're going. And probably the best way of doing that is to think of a landmark nearby, because to try to explain an address is very confusing if you don't speak the local language. And even speaking a bit of English doesn't really help you particularly. The other thing, of course, you can't pay with a credit card. You have to pay with cash, and you have to ensure that the driver is running his meter. To Coven Park, is that okay? Thank you very much. Do you click the meter? Thank you. So this is actually a very quiet time of the day, believe it or not. It's also a very quiet day. It's actually a Sunday, and so the roads aren't as busy as normal, but even so you can see how the rickshaw drivers are very able to weave their way in and out of the traffic. The traffic on the roads of Bangalore is one of the biggest drawbacks of living in the city, as everybody will say. It's extremely congested. Actually, this is a busy main road known as the MG road. Once you're in, they're a bit of a bone rattler. The suspension leaves a little bit to be desired, but they are really not uncomfortable. You can see how easily they move within the traffic, and then they can change lanes quickly. The other thing to remember is that although a lot of people are hooting their horns around us at the moment, that's actually not an aggressive form of horn hooting. It's designed to alert people to the presence of a car or indeed a Tuc Tuc right behind you. There is room for two people, not much more than that. A little bit of space just behind here where you could put one or two small bags. It's absolutely practical. It is a pragmatic way of using the most basic form of technology to get from one place to another, and it doesn't pretend to do anything more than that. Okay, so we're now arriving at our destination, and there we are. It says on the meter, it says 40. Okay, so the cost was 40 for that trip, so I'm going to give him 50 and give him a tip. So thank you very much. Shukriya.